You can take the hands to the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra, or maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Let the knees be open, right? You've probably been sitting all morning. We sit a lot. We sit on the couch. If you cycle, you're always flexing the hips. So let's let them be open, getting a little bit more space. Ujjayi breath, inhaling through the nose. Keeping the mouth closed, and exhale, feel the vibration of the breath move down the spine. Keep that going, a couple more rounds. Eyes can be closed. One more. And let it out. Releasing, so we're gonna stay in this position. You're gonna let the arms open. If you need to do anything with the legs to resituate, maybe rocking left to right. And then we'll take it right back into that position. Hands are coming behind the head. Loose clasp. Your shoulders are off of the floor. And you're crunching up towards the ceiling. Elbows will stay open. And then letting the head come back, the shoulders and head will stay a little bit elevated. Inhale before you move. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lowering. Exhale, crunch. Keep pressing the low back down. 5 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch. And feel everything contracting and pulling together. Keep going. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift, feeling the core. One more. And lift, hold it. Reach the arms out towards the knees. Lift a little bit more into the belly. Good. Lift the shoulders up a little bit more, pulling in. And come onto your back. Bring the knees into the chest. Wide with the knees, rock left to right. Taking it back into that open hip position. So if you have an ankle injury, you might adjust this. But we'll start here and see how it goes. So bottoms of the feet together, knees open, bring the heels pretty close to your center. Arms are by your sides. We're setting up for a modified bridge pose. So it's modified in its lifting up, knees are open. So we're in this butterfly bridge, we'll call it. Bottoms of the feet together, knees are open, so that same position. Keep lifting. You want to start to feel your glutes activate. So keep lifting up. Nice, everyone. Lift a little bit more, lifting a little bit higher. And slowly lowering down. Take the hands behind the head. Taking it up for a crunch. Hold it. 3 rounds of breath, you're pulling into the belly. And maybe you're opening the arms for that last round to lift up a little bit more, pull the belly in, contract. And take it down, hands by your sides. Lift your hips up for that bridge. Squeezing the glutes, lift nice and high. This time if you want to roll the shoulders under and maybe clasp the hands behind your back, you can do that. So you're lifting a little bit higher. Squeezing the glutes. Keep the hips really lifted. If you have your hands clasped, you're going to release that, but keep the hips up. We're slowly lowering down and then lifting right back up. The exhale can take you back up. We have 6 of these. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Last 2. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Make sure your glutes are activated. 1 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold it. Staying here, open the mouth, let the jaw release. Smile. It'll take some tension out of it. Squeeze a little bit more and release. Bring the knees into the chest. Take your hands behind the knees. You're gonna rock front to back. And then make your way all the way forward. Bottoms of the feet come together. and fold forward. So we're getting a little butterfly stretch. Your core should be pretty activated. And folding forward, let your head drop down. And we'll let that go. Cross the shins, come forward into all fours. Tops of the feet are down on the floor, right leg is extending back. So hands under the shoulders, right leg is extending back. Lift that right leg up, inhale. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, pull it in. Squeeze, feel that oblique activating. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, squeeze. One more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, get it up there, squeezing that right side. Lengthen right leg out. Keep that leg there. You're gonna take your left foot, it's going to the left side of the mat. Right foot is flexing, right arm is reaching up. Nice. Keep that leg really activated, squeezing that right leg, right foot is flexed. So it's like if someone were standing behind you and pushing your foot, you would not be moving. Nice, everyone. Take it down to the floor. We're switching sides. Before we switch, let's do a little wrist stretch. You're going to turn both hands around and push the hips back. If you're new to my class, we do this every class. All we really have is our hands. We're like typing, texting. That's like our whole lives these days. And it's probably not going to change. So getting into that forearm and wrist is super important. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, pushing back. And it really doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do. I do this with my personal training clients, all yoga classes, right? We got to get into the hands and wrists. One more. Pressing back. Good. And if this feels really tight, it's a good thing to add in your day. I'm watching everyone's faces. All right, shift forward, turn the hands around. We're switching sides. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, left leg is extending back. Press the toes on the ground to start. Inhale, lengthen that left leg out, bring it off the floor. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Get that activation into the core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, squeeze. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, squeeze and hold. Knee comes down, push back into child's pose. It's going to be an active child's pose. Hands are wide. Give the shoulders some space. So your chest is pretty lifted in this child's pose if you look at my position. It's almost like what a dog does, like in their own version of downward dog. And you're going to drop your head down. So letting the head drop, getting into the back of the neck. Shift forward, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. Let the heels press down. I'm gonna take a look at everyone's downward facing dogs. Make sure you're pressing into your thumb and first finger. Pressing the hips back. Really nice. Inhale forward to a plank. Holding that plank, feel the belly lifting. Shift shoulders forward. Shift forward a little bit more. Find some space for breath. Ground down into the mat, space for breath. Check into the body. See what's feeling tight, see what's loose, see what's hurting, shaking. Downward facing dog. Sending it back. Hips are lifting. Alternate bending and straightening the legs, making some movements in your down dog. Bring the big toes together, bend the knees a lot. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. So your feet are pretty close together. Grab opposite elbows and let your head hang down. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Maybe the eyes are closed. Shaking a couple more times and feeling the connection of the ground. Allowing your sense of touch to activate. And release the arms, roll up one vertebra at a time. Slowly coming all the way up. Reaching forward and up. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, deep bend of the knees. Take the hands down. Walk out to plank pose. Inhale, shift shoulders forward. You can widen the feet. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders come back. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Any variation of your vinyasa, take your time. We'll all meet in the same place. Bend the knees, look forward. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Stand up, inhale the arms up, high prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the chest, Samastiti. Release the arms, soft bend of the knees as you reach up. Inhale. Exhale, diving down, plant the hands down, step back, vinyasa. And your vinyasa can be going into downward facing dog. Take your time, adding anything in. Nice, everyone. Really lifting the chest, shoulders back on upward facing dog. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open the hip. Look under that left shoulder, make big circles with the ankle. And then switch the directions of those circles. Inhale, lengthen right leg out, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Pull the belly in, lift. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Stay here. Right knee comes into the chest, lift a little bit higher. Right foot steps to the top of the mat. Drop left knee. Take the arms up, reaching up. Good. Getting a stretch through that left hip flexor. There's a few options for the arms. You can keep them here. You can reach them back and clasp. And one other option, if you've never tried it, and you can take any option that you want, is to grab your left wrist and reach over to the right. You're still keeping the hips stable. And then really allow the breath to seep into those spaces and allow you to open up a little bit more. Getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. Take the arms up, inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, take the hands down, tuck left toes, lift left knee, low lunge twist, right arm is reaching up. If you want to add a little bit more, you can turn right foot all the way to the right side of the mat and then open the hips. Couple of breaths, feel that twist, feel that right hip opening. And right toes come back to the top of the mat, right hand plants down, step back, vinyasa. Take your time, move slowly, move fast, take in each movement. Really nice. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, bend left knee, open left hip. And you can look under your right shoulder, make circles with that left foot, left ankle. And switch the direction of the circles. Inhale, lengthen left leg out, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, get it super high. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. You're gonna stay here. Lift a little bit higher. Left knee comes into left chest, into chest. Left foot steps forward. Right knee comes down. Reach the arms up. So we're in that low lunge. And you can make it a little bit longer. So you wanna feel that right hip flexor opening. Same options with the arms. You can take them back. You can clasp, you can switch the clasp if you clasped on the other side, really allowing the shoulders to find more space. Or you can reach the arms up and you're taking your right wrist and reaching to the left. Trying one of these options. 3 rounds of breath. Eyes can be closed. Find a little bit of stillness, find a little bit of strength. And then reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, take the hands down, low lunge twist. Tuck right toes, left arm reaches up. Opening up nice and big, really nice, everyone. And your left toes can turn to the left side, so whole left foot, turning to the left side of the mat, and that will get into the outer left hip. Find some softness in the breath, but feel the strength of the legs. Let the breath move. Keep checking into the breath, seeing what's happening, pausing. Turn left foot back to the top of the mat. Hands come down, step to the top of the mat. Wide feet underneath the hips, forward fold. Let the head hang down. Shake the head. Nod yes and no. Shake it out a little bit. And slowly roll all the way up. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm gonna move positions, but you guys can stay where you are. Feet are underneath the hips. We're shifting into our right foot. Left knee is coming up. We're balancing on that right foot. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. You're opening up that hip. Placing it on the thigh and lifting the chest. Give yourself some branches. Nice deep breaths. Maybe shutting your eyes for a second. All right, we can get a good idea of what's going on with our off the mat lives when we're trying to balance. Like if you feel off balance, or you feel a little off balance in the brain. Everyone looks pretty sturdy right now. Good, and release. You're gonna turn the toes over of that left foot. You're flipping the foot over. I'm getting a stretch in the top of the foot. And then you're switching sides. We're gonna switch a couple of times, so if you wanna hang out on one foot if it feels tight, and switch. And switch. Last one, plant both feet down. Shifting into left foot, right knee comes up. Find that stance, get the activation of the core, tree pose. Hips are even, pointed towards the top of the mat. Reach the arms up. Nice, opening up the chest. Maybe smile, I can't see any of your faces except for Mary. Pressing and lifting. Good. And take it down. Arms reach up, chair pose, get low. There's no problems with the lower back. You're gonna bring the feet together. You keep the pressure in the low back, you're gonna keep it wide. Getting low into your chair pose. Take the hands to the center of the chest. Get nice and low, squeezing the glutes. Lift the heels off of the floor. You're shifting hips back, the spine is long, and reach the arms back, opening the chest, option to clasp the hands. Reversing some of that computer position, texting position, opening up through the chest, reaching back. Drop the heels, chair pose, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, take the hands down, step back, plank pose, add in a push-up, add in a couple push-ups, vinyasa. Finding a flow that works for you. We'll all meet in down dog. In downward facing dog, bringing the big toes together. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Arms are reaching up. So we're gonna take our high lunge after a few rounds of breath into our tree pose. So we're gonna be balancing a little bit here. Shifting forward with the chest. Feel the activation of your right glute. Slowly stepping forward, left knee comes up, tree pose. Hips are forward, arms are reaching up. Your tree pose is gonna turn into a figure 4 chair pose. So slowly activate through the inner thighs. Shift the hips back, left ankle goes across right thigh, and hands come to the chest. And you're flexing that left foot. Shift the hips back. Feel that glute. You should feel a nice stretch through the hips. Really flexing that foot in the front. Getting a little bit lower. Getting deep into the hips. Breathe. Nice, everyone. Finding something to focus on that's not moving. And release, chair pose. Taking it down to the floor, step back into plank pose, hold your plank. Pausing in plank. Feel the breath. Take this pause, shift the shoulders forward. 3 rounds of breath. Pressing back into the balls of the feet, pulling into the belly, shifting the shoulders forward. Vinyasa. Your vinyasa can be any variation. You can add some cat-cows. And we'll meet in down dog. And always remember that your vinyasa doesn't even have to be much more than pushing back into down dog. You can always take a quick child's pose. All right, we are taking it onto the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left at the top of the mat. High lunge, arms are reaching up. Take a second to check into this high lunge. Both hip points are pointed forward, so if you're ever not sure, it's kind of like your steering wheel. So make sure that's pointed forward. Grounding down through the feet, shift chest forward. Activate through that left glute. Make sure that thing is firing up and step forward. Right knee comes up, tree pose. Right foot on the inside of left thigh. Arms are reaching up. Give yourself some branches. Good. I actually almost have my head into a tree in my apartment right now. Lifting up a little bit more. And then we're taking it into that figure 4 chair pose. So you're sliding that left heel over, sliding that right heel over on that left thigh, and then flex that right foot so much. Sitting back into it. You want to really flex that foot. It'll give you more leverage. Shifting the hips back. Really nice, everyone. Getting nice and low. Feeling everything activate. Feeling the body getting a little bit warmer. Full breaths, full inhales, full exhales. Taking that right foot down. Take the hands down. Hop back or step back. Chaturanga, vinyasa. If you want to grab any water, grab some water after this vinyasa. Really nice. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Arms reach up, high lunge. Shifting forward, stepping forward, tree pose. Option this time in tree pose. So take the hands on the hips. You're gonna reach down and grab that left big toe. And then option to extend that left leg out to the side. So it's really opening up to the side. Shoulders are down. You can stay in tree pose. Right arm is reaching up. Find that grip. Pulling the shoulder back. Bring that leg out a little bit more to the left side. Beautiful. Very slowly coming back into tree pose. And activating the inner thighs, figure 4 chair pose. Squeezing. There's an option for a twist in this figure 4, and I'm going to give you a couple options for it. Make sure that your foot is really flexed to start. You're going to twist to the right. Your left elbow might make contact with the bottom of that foot, and then twisting. Your other option is left hand down, right arm up, and you're still in that figure 4. So one of those two, if you're trying to get that elbow on the foot, maybe try with the left elbow first and then reclasp. Good, and release, forward fold. Nice, everyone. Folding forward, both feet come down. Shake it out. Shake the hips, shake the head. Inhale through the nose together. Exhale, let something go. One more like that. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Take the hands down. Option for crow pose. If crow pose is new for you, think back to the beginning of class when we were doing the contraction of the belly and lifting up. When you come into your crow pose, you want to activate those same muscles. So for a little refresher, hands in front of the feet, you're lifting the heels and the elbows bend. So you're taking the knees onto the backs of the arms and then pull into the pelvic floor and shift forward. And feel that activation. You don't have to lift up, but feel the activation of the belly. If you're in crow pose and you've been doing crow pose for a long time, try to lengthen the arms. And then maybe you're hopping back into your chaturanga. These are all options. Nice, Mia. Good, and then taking it back. If anyone ever wants to go over crow pose, we can always do it after class, or you can message me separately and we can hop on a Zoom and do that. The small steps build to the bigger posture, and that's right with anything in life. We're not just gonna become a CEO one day. We have to go with the small steps, and then it becomes a little bit easier and we don't fall on our face. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. High lunge, inhale the arms up. Shifting forward and stepping forward, tree pose. Hands on the hips. So getting the hands on the hips, and then we're taking that big toe of the right foot and extending that leg out to the side. Nice. Opening that up. Reach left arm up. Nice, everyone. And you're staying in tree pose, or you have that big toe. Either way, find the balance. Try to look at something that's not you or me on the screen, or other people if you have gallery view. Pull that right shoulder back a little bit more. Focus, feel the strength of that left leg. Feel the openness of that right hip. Tree pose, slowly taking it back. Nice. And then taking it into that figure four chair pose. Activating the inner thighs. Getting nice and low. So get that set up. And then if you want to play around with that twist, you're going to twist to the left, and that right elbow is going to go on the bottom of the foot. And sometimes I like to just start with the elbow and get that connection, and then I'm going to clasp the hands. Shift your hips back a little bit more, and then your other option is to take your right hand down, left arm up, and push the hips back. So still getting into that right hip. Full breaths. And release, take both hands down, forward fold, shake the head, yes and no maybe, and take the hands down. Option if you want to take a crow pose and vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog, and then once we get to downward facing dog, we're going to come into a plank pose. And we'll all meet in downward dog first, just in case people are still finishing up their vinyasa. You don't want to be in your plank, just hanging out. Few big breaths in down dog. Maybe widen the hands a little bit, get some space in the shoulders. Eyes can be closed. Find a little bit of stillness in this pose. Shift forward into plank. Make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders. Move them in if you had them a little wider. We're going to take side plank. Left arm is going up first, and you're going to just flop over onto the feet. Left arm is up. Good. So you're using that left foot for leverage, and then you can take any variation of the side plank. You can stack left foot on right. Maybe you want to lift that left leg up. Maybe you want to take a tree pose, like a side plank tree pose. So you can take any variation, really nice. Open the chest, everyone. Feel the breath moving. Almost there, take it down. Plank pose, down dog. Good, take a breath there. Come forward into plank. We're gonna switch sides. Right arm is reaching up, let the feet flop over. And then you're using that right foot for leverage. Make sure that that left hand is underneath your left shoulder. Good. You can stack that right leg on the left. Maybe you're lifting that leg up. Maybe you're taking that tree pose. Finding a variation that feels good, connecting to the breath. The breath will give you a little bit of softness in these balances. The strength is coming from the body. Lift. And take it down, vinyasa. Adding your push-ups, adding whatever you need. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. You're gonna stay in a low lunge. Okay, left knee is coming down. We're back to where we started at the beginning. We're gonna change it up. So you're gonna untuck the left toes and you're gonna walk that left foot back a little bit. Mary, bring that back knee down. Good. Left hand is gonna be to the left. So it's not directly under the shoulder. It's gonna go a little bit up and then the fingers are gonna be pointed out. Right arm is reaching up. So you're coming into this twist and it's a pretty deep twist. So you wanna bring that left leg back as much as is comfortable. Good. Option here to bend that left knee and reach back and grab the foot. And you wanna grab the outer edge of the foot. If you are practicing with a block, I don't see any blocks, but if you have a block, sometimes I like to do this pose with a block underneath my left hand and it gives you a little bit more opportunity to open. You can also tent those left fingers, give yourself a little lift. And then close your eyes, feel that left hip stretching from the inside. Looking over that right shoulder, maybe not looking anywhere. And slowly releasing. You're gonna take that right hand down. You're gonna step back and then we're just gonna switch sides. So downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Drop that right knee. And then you're untucking right toes and you're walking that right foot back a little bit. So you're getting it really, really wide stance. Right hand is going out to the right. So give it, it's a little bit forward, not directly under my shoulder. Left arm is reaching up. And you're opening a little bit more. I'm actually gonna turn around so you can see this other side. Right, so you're bending that right knee and then you're reaching back and opening, grabbing that foot. Nice. Couple rounds of breath. Maybe the eyes are closed. This is a great stretch if you've been sitting. Again, all this stuff is good for any office job, home office job. And release. Take that left hand down. You're gonna step to the top of the mat. So tuck the right toes, step forward, you're gonna be a wide Malasana squat. So toes are turned out, hands are at the center of the chest. Pull into the belly and get as wide as you can. It's okay if your heels are lifted. We're gonna take a twist here. So you're reaching your right hand down and pressing into that right thigh. Left arm is reaching up. Feel the inner thigh opening, feel the opening of the shoulders. And we're switching, coming back through center, across the face, and reach up. Pretty, everyone. Open that up, nice ladies. Taking both hands down. I'm going to take a wide forward fold, so start to widen the feet. Let the head hang down. Prasarita, and you can take this Prasarita wherever it feels good. Some options are reaching the arms back. Option to grab the feet and getting nice and heavy. Feeling the backs of the legs open, and let your head just take a break. Let it be heavy, eyes closed. Deep, full breaths as we start to slow it down, really getting into the breath, focusing on that. And you can take this as wide as you want. Get pretty wide. If you need to turn on your mat to get more space and so your feet are connected. And if you haven't walked your hands behind, start to walk your hands behind, and then let your head get a little bit lower and shift your hips so they're pushing almost over your head. They're not really pushing over your head, but something like that. Let something go in the body that's tense. If your head touches the ground, let your head touch the ground. And if headstand is in your practice, you're welcome to take a headstand. And start to walk the hands back underneath the face. Bringing the feet together. You can step back, final vinyasa, and we'll meet in child's pose. Any variation on your child's pose. Maybe the knees are a little bit wide, head can be down. If you want to make a prayer with your hands and take that behind your head, that's an option. Let everything be a little bit still. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale down the back of the throat. Using Ujjayi breath, vibrational breath. Start to walk your hands back towards your knees. Sitting up on your shins. Transitioning onto your seat, extend the legs out. Give them a little shake. And then make some space. So heels are coming out at an angle to the edges of your mat. Left foot on the inside of right thigh. This pose is called Janu Shirshasana, but it's like a tree pose basically. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding over your right leg. And let the head come down. It doesn't matter how close you get to the leg. You might have that right knee bent a little bit. Let the head be heavy. Let the breath be full. And start to walk your hands up. You're going to take your left hand outside left hip. So if you've never done Stargazer pose, watch first. You're going to press down into your right foot, come onto your left knee, and you're lifting your hips up. It's like a cousin of Rockstar. And reaching back. And then we'll take it down. Legs extend, switching sides. Right foot on the inside of left thigh. Lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, folding over left leg. Taking a couple more rounds of breath if your to-do list is coming into your mind. See if you can replace it with breath. Give yourself this moment to not have all those thoughts. And come back to the thoughts after class. And maybe bringing the breath with you off the mat. So when things get kind of crazy during their day, you can come back to the breath. Let that calm your mind. And start to release. Stargazer. Right hand comes to the outside of right hip. You're rolling onto the right knee, plant the left foot down, lift the hips, reaching back. You're pressing into that left foot. It's kind of like what we did in that side plank, getting leverage. Opening up a lot. And take it down. Legs come out in front of you. Come onto your back. Knees come into the chest and just rock left to right. We'll set up for Shavasana. It's going to be a pretty short Shavasana, so if there's another pose you'd like to take, please do so. And Shavasana, legs are going to be long. Palms are facing up, and if you prefer to have it be a little bit more active, you can take that pose we had at the beginning of the class. Bottoms of the feet together, hips open. Right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly. Ujjayi breath. Taking this last couple of moments in class just for you to breathe. Focusing on nothing else. Making the breath a little bit bigger, more full. Inhale through the nose together. Exhale, let go anything you don't need. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Roll onto one side or rock forward. Come into a seated position. Hands come together at the center of your forehead into your third eye. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me, sharing your energy. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. If you have questions, I will turn on the sound, or you're welcome to message me.